Getting Geeky with Game Relief, I bring Cheyenne back on the show to talk about Dead Throne that's relaunched with its second edition, or second printing. Then we'll see what's on Kickstarter, but first a message about our sponsors. This episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief is proudly being powered by our friends over at Go Chuckle LLC, who just launched Hasty Baker, which is the kind of card game I could see becoming a household favorite. The concept's fresh with its baking theme, plus you won't get your kitchen all dirty through baking, but you can still bring this to your tabletop. The illustrations are just great. You just get this super positive vibe that I love. I think they did a great job of building strategy into the game by making the cards able to help or hurt other players. For example, one of the cards they have in the game is a double bats card on a recipe. Whether it's your own or someone else's, means that you have to get double all the ingredients to finish the recipe, which obviously is going to slow your opponent down, but it also gives the player double points, so it's not as straightforward as it might sound. Hang on until our Kickstarter Corner portion of the show to find out about an awesome giveaway we've teamed up with them to bring you guys over at thegiveawaygeek.com, of course. Today's episode is also powered by one of our proud Kickstarter Season 3 backers and their game Nouvelle France, which just launched to Kickstarter. Nouvelle France is an abstract strategy game where you need to skillfully place construction blocks to build 3 historic sites from the Nouvelle France era. Outwit your opponents and thereby gain points. Add to that 3 further ways to either bettering your score or hindering your opponents. I take that game like the Leafs like. Be on the lookout or come back and listen to our interview with the publisher on Saturday the 14th of September and back Nouvelle France before 10 October.
Getting Geeky with Gamer Leaf, the podcast in which one man strives to level up his geekhood and helping you do the same, one battle at a time. Now, let's get geeky with Gamer Leaf.
At the end of a timeline that consists of 2,400 years in the world of Veles. This is based in one of the 5 kingdoms, Lirinor, and it is now currently 100 years after the king died. He was poisoned by his brother, who had ambitions for the throne, as he went to go battle a fire-breathing dragon. As he was poisoned, he was weak and couldn't battle the dragon and therefore died in the flames in the mountains of Lirinor. When the king's brother tried to seize the throne, however, he was rejected by a powerful magic that was installed upon it years before. That magic rejected the king's brother and put the kingdom into disarray, as there was no new king to take that place. When the king's brother was rejected and in exile, he decided to seize control over the regions of Lirinor. He did so with the use of powerful magical stones. He used those stones to control the regions, and evil spread down from the mountains as there was no one in place to protect the land. The heroes are descendants of the old Queen's Guard. They hold powerful magical shards of a crystal, of a medallion that was in control by the queen. She broke this medallion to pass it on to her guard to protect the throne from the evil king's brother, who now seeks those medallion pieces, as it's the only power that can bypass the throne's power that is keeping him from taking the throne. And so it is now the objective of the heroes to collect those magical region stones so that they can become the new ruler of Lirinor. But at the same time, the king's brother, Saladar, needs those magical medallion shards, reconnect them, and then go into the castle to bypass the magic of the throne so that he can become the ruler of Lirinor. Everyone's going to be chasing something for themselves. and so you're all going to have to battle your way through to become the new ruler of Liminal.
Did that sound familiar to you guys? It did to me, because I've had this guest on the show before. Plus, we got the game from the last running. But that was a story of Dead Throne. And they're back with Dead Throne core box and language packs. And we're lucky enough to be joined by the creator mastermind, Cheyenne from Sharky Games Ltd. Is that right, Cheyenne? Are you the mastermind behind this game?
Yeah, well, my brothers are involved, but they're younger than me, so let's just say yes, I am the mastermind.
So you can take all the credit and they won't mind, or they'll beat you up behind the scenes?
Well, I'm older, so I'll just take the credit anyway.
Oh, there you go. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us yet again on Getting Geeky with Game Relief. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's great to be back. It was really good last time, and I'd like to share some more about our current Kickstarter this time.
Awesome. Yeah, we appreciate it. Now, before we get into that, in case anybody wasn't listening or hasn't gone back and listened to the last episode, let's rewind a little bit. How did you get into playing tabletop board games, Cheyenne?
Where I grew up, there isn't really a big gaming scene. So for me, it was mostly the standard family type games like Carcassonne or the dreaded Monopoly. But moving on from that, when I moved location, I started to find some more people around my local area, and introduced me more to the more fantasy type gaming that I really enjoyed. But a lot of it started with console gaming, and that's kind of what inspired us for Dead Throne as well.
Okay, well, so what consoles did you play on?
For us, it was an Xbox.
Okay, awesome.
We could only afford one.
Awesome. And what are you playing these days? Are you playing console games or board games or both? And which games?
Well, I had to give up my console a while ago, so for me, it's mostly tablet games. I played the new Blade and Civilization, stuff like that.
Okay, awesome. And word on the street is you, not necessarily a new game, but you're back with Dead Throne. What can you tell us about Dead Throne?
Well, Dead Throne is an open world adventure game. We designed it to have as many elements as possible within an open world that you can build upon yourself. It relies a lot on scenarios. And because there are so many elements within the game, you can create many scenarios with completely different objectives and styles of gameplay. And that's exactly what we've been trying to do over the past year, implement as many more scenarios as possible and as many more elements as possible, allowing our players as well as us to create more upon it. So it basically becomes a game with countless possibilities.
Awesome. And you talk about scenarios, so is it more like a role-playing game or like a board game or both?
It's less intense in terms of RPG, but it is filled with items that you can collect and to build your character up. Each character has their own skill set. You can collect different types of magical scrolls with different classes like offensive, defensive, and passive. And these types of scrolls allow you to adapt your strategy. And depending on the scenario that you're playing, how you're going to actually play the game. So each game is completely different.
And is it a co-op, or am I going up against my fellow gamers?
Well, each scenario, again, is different. There are solo, there's co-op, and there's competitive. You can all of them.
Oh, good. Awesome. And so how do I determine the winner? I guess it's based on the scenario?
Yes, each scenario, it doesn't only have its own objective, but it's also able to tweak some of the basic rules. So in the rulebook, you've got the core mechanics. Those are the basic physics of the game. But the scenarios allow the adaptation of different rules and regs to create a scenario that is completely different from the rest. So yes, it depends on the scenario of how you're going to win the game.
Okay, and speaking of the rule book, I really liked what I read in the rule book. You heard me asking you questions and stuff a while back ago. I ended up putting it down and back on my shelf, but I really liked it when I was looking at it.
Cheers. We spent a lot of effort on trying to organize it as best as we can and also make it as beautiful to read, hence the amount of artwork that we put into it.
Yeah, it looks pretty awesome for what I remember, and a lot of times rule books end up putting me to sleep, so that was good that you got me on that end, so I didn't fall asleep.
That's good.
Awesome. Now, so you're back with the second printing or whatnot, or actually the core box and language packs. What's changed since the last printing? Anything?
Yeah, so the last printing was the deluxe box, which was quite a big box, and it featured the mechanical market. It came with miniatures and card trays, and the insert was designed in such a way so that the decks sit over the edge of the bottom of the box so that you can easily grab them, because we've got 500 plus cards. So organization was key for a nice, quick gameplay. So you're not throwing cards all over the table. The main difference between this one, the core box, and the deluxe box is that the core box is a lot smaller. We compacted everything into a smaller box. The miniatures and the card trays are add-ons. They're not included. And the mechanical market has been replaced with a simple insert that you can move around the table, which makes it a lot easier to access the markets. You'd have to get up sometimes.
So you're telling me this new one would fit on my shelf better than the other one?
Definitely. Yeah, it's a lot smaller. It's more of a standard size box rather than the gigantic deluxe box.
Well, I'm not complaining here. I really love it. It's a little big. It's hanging off my shelf a little bit, but I really loved it. I was surprised when I got it how big it was.
Yeah, most people were. It's quite heavy, but all of that is to make a strong and structured box, so that when you're actually playing the game, everything just jumps straight out. You don't have to spend hours trying to set it up. You can simply open the box and spend about 3 or 5 minutes to set up the game and then just jump into it straight away.
Awesome. So with this core box, is it going to take a while to set up then?
The core box, again, we try to focus as much as possible on organization. It will take a couple minutes longer, but again, we focused on organization so that setup time is reduced as much as possible. It will still be about 5 to 10 minutes. At max.
It seems like if for this other one, the only thing that's changed, really, if I'm understanding correctly, is it fit easier on my shelf, and I'd have to add on the miniatures. Is that right?
That's correct. But also, we listened to a lot of the feedback that we got from our previous campaign, and we've adapted some of the cards, rebalanced some of them as well.
Let's see. Yeah, when it comes to the campaign, do current Dead Throners need to back? And if we do, what more can we get?
Well, we don't only have the core box available on the campaign, but we've got also some add-ons that are available for everybody. For example, we've got the scenario pack and metal coins. The scenario pack is a pack filled with loads more stuff. It's got 3 more tiles. It's got companion standees. It's got mini objectives. It's got loads of trackers and markers, and it allows for more advanced scenarios to be created using those trackers. We've also got other things like card sleeves, as I said, metal coins, and specifically for our deluxe box backers from the previous campaign, you can also buy the upgrade pack for the cards. So if you did want all of the new cards, you can buy a pack on there for £5, and you can also update your rulebook for another £5.
Okay, so which one would I need to get, being a previous Kickstarter backer then?
It's entirely up to you which stuff you get, but if you just want the basics to update your cards, you can go for the upgraded card pack.
Okay, like the deluxe box complete upgrade pack, is that what it is?
Yes. Yeah, that was it.
Okay, awesome. Now, somebody isn't a Dead Throner like myself. When it comes to Dead Throne, what makes your game pop is when my audience should go check out the Kickstarter, and if they like what they see, back it today.
Well, Dead Throne, as I said, can become anything you want it to be. It's an open world, fantasy world that can be adapted entirely to your preferred style of gaming. It comes with multiple scenarios already, and there's more on our website. But as time goes on, and even for yourself, you can build your own scenarios to create a game that you truly enjoy for yourself. So we are offering an open world template, if you will, to create anything you want it to be. It's jam-packed with so many different elements that it can be limitless.
Awesome. Yeah, and you get the 500 cards, and all the components, from what I remember, they look awesome.
Yeah, we focused a lot on the quality of the game. We wanted to make sure that what we delivered was of the highest standard.
Awesome. And did everybody know you were going to come back with this, or did you just suddenly launch it?
No, we after the previous Kickstarter campaign, or a few months afterwards, we did mention that we were going to come back to Kickstarter again with Dead Throne, and we were going to focus on language packs because a lot of our backers were from countries such as Germany, France, Italy, Spain, all those areas, and they wanted all of those 500 cards plus the rulebook in their own language. So we did promise that we were going to come back to Kickstarter and focus on printing those cards and rulebooks in their own language.
Oh, okay. So somebody's wanted in another language. What one do they pick?
Well, those are in the add-ons. You can upgrade to, or you can collect a language pack add-on, and then as soon as you've put in that add-on on the campaign, in our pledge manager after the campaign, you'll be able to select which language you actually want.
Okay, awesome. So that's good that you're able to do that. Maybe I just haven't been following along as much. I got my box and thought it was done.
No, well, Death Throne is never ending. It's not only this campaign and the scenario packs and various different add-ons like future miniatures and things like that, but we've also got expansion packs coming next year, which add a whole new element to the game. And as I said, with scenarios, those are never ending either. On our website, players can upload their own ideas for scenarios, and they also be rewarded with credit, which they can use to purchase future components from us.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Like you said, it's never ending. So what about a role-playing game? Have you ever thought of that?
Yeah, it is something we are looking into. We want to provide sheets and stuff like that so you can add more stats to your character, and provide those on our resources page on our website, so you can just print them off on an A4 piece of paper. But yeah, so stuff like that will allow even more complicated, even more detailed scenarios to be created.
Awesome. And then when is it going to go to the console?
Oh, well, I'd love that to happen, but we're sticking with the board game at the moment.
Oh, I guess I won't complain. I can't complain how much room it takes up on my shelf. It's awesome. So that's awesome. Now, mine is coming there to your hometown to stalk you, Cheyenne. How can people go about keeping up with you and everything you guys have going on over there at Sharky Games?
Well, there's on our website, there's a mailing list, but we also have Facebook and Twitter, Instagram. And of course, if you back the Kickstarter campaign, you'll be able to get updates on there as well.
Awesome. And word on the street is you're actually doing a giveaway with us over on our other site, thegiveawaygeek.com. What can one lucky listener or winner win?
Yeah, so anybody who goes onto there has the chance of winning the Dead Throne Deluxe box, the one that was printed last year, and it will arrive almost immediately after the announcement of the winner. It is the Dead Throne Deluxe box, and it has a value of £90.
Oh, wow. And yeah, you'll have to get a new shelf, or you'll have to figure something out. Like I said, it hangs off our shelf, but we're pretty pleased with it.
It provides hours of fun, so a little room is always good.
Awesome, most definitely. Yeah, so we'll make sure we leave all the links in the show notes, and at the bottom of the show notes as well, you can go ahead and enter the giveaway straight away so you don't have to wait. And like you said, you won't even have to wait, so you can go ahead and back it now and then possibly win the deluxe edition as well. But like, I don't want to keep you all day, Cheyenne, but we really appreciate you coming on Getting Geeky with Game Relief with us to talk all about Dead Throne, the core box and language packs that's now on Kickstarter through the 20th of October, my birthday, in fact.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, we really appreciate it, Cheyenne.
That's great. Thank you for having me again. It was really good to be back.
No problem. Wow, though I haven't got Dead Throne to the table, it's on our shelf of opportunity. Now I'm even more excited to play it. If you feel the same way, make sure you go ahead and jump on over, check out their Kickstarter, and back it today. Now, let's go with Batterina Leaf, shall we? Where are we going, Batterina?
Kickstarter Corner!
The most merciful thing in the world, I think, is the inability of the human mind to correlate all its contents. We live on a placid island of ignorance in the midst of black seas of infinity, and it was not meant that we should voyage far. The sciences, each straining in its own direction, have hitherto harmed us little, but someday the piecing together of disassociated knowledge will open up such terrifying vistas of reality and of our frightful position therein, that we shall either go mad from the revelation or flee from the deadly light into the peace and safety of a new dark age, said H.P. Lovecraft in The Call of Cthulhu. Times are dark and sinister agents move in the shadows. In elder shadows, as the cultist, you will set perilous traps, summon fearful specters, and cast reality warping spells to protect the secrets of the elder shadows. Chanting secret phrases, you will acquire a combination of symbols on each location to complete the rite of your eldritch nightmare. as the investigations to expose the cult. Facing maddening dangers and grotesque specters, your duty is to find the horrors that lurk in those elder shadows. Can you stop the elder ones from awakening? Elder Shadows on Kickstarter for the month of September is a 2-player strategy card game set in H.P. Lovecraft's beloved mythos. The cult clashes with the investigator in a game where sanity matters most and one misstep could signal the end of humanity. There's a giveaway going on over at our other site, thegiveawaygeek.com. Plus, we'll be having Nicholas on the show later on this week or early next week, so make sure you're subscribed to our podcast in your favorite podcast catcher. And if this is after the recording, make sure you go back and listen to our Elder Shadows episode on Getting Geeky with Gamerleaf, so you don't miss out on all the Cthulhu fun we'll be having. Make sure you head on over and enter the giveaway today and back Elder Shadows on Kickstarter before the 2nd of October. Did you catch my last episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief all about the King of Indecision? Nope? Well, go back and listen. We'll wait for you. What'd you think? My thoughts exactly. Sounds like quite the game. I can't wait to play it. King of Indecision is a game for 2 to 5 players that plays in about 40 to 50 minutes. You play the role of a noble trying to gain the favor of the king, but His Royal Highness is very indecisive, changing his mind about what he wants. Still, you gather as much gold, silk, spice, white stallions, or peacocks that he desires for that moment to earn his favor in court. On your turn, you have 6 actions to choose from and will select 3. You can add or move to another tile to explore. You can gather treasure, you can hire new workers, or make a trade, and most importantly, make an offering to the king. The timing of your offering is everything and can make or break the moment when the king suddenly changes his mind, demanding something else. Through 5 rounds of play, the stakes get higher and available options increase. You'll need to watch other nobles and make the right decision at the right time. The player who gains the most favor by the end of the game will be the winner. It's not easy being a noble in this court, but the elements of surprise, strategy, and suspense are what keeps players coming back to the King of Indecision. Here's what some people are saying. This game is so easy to learn and so fun to play. Would play it over and over again as it's completely different each time, said Penny Slack. I enjoyed this game as much as Sentry or Splendor, said Harry Lee. Very original and enjoyable game. Highly recommended, said Tina. Super fun to play. Very exciting. Keeps all players on their toes through the game, said Yes Carr. And last but not least, is David Espinoza had this to say, I recommend this game to everyone. So make sure you go check out King of Indecision on Kickstarter. Listen to our episode if you missed it still. And back it before the end of the month. Baking and cooking always take cleanup time. But food can be oh so good. What if I told you that the cleanup and eating portion of baking could be taken care of for you, and you could still get it to the tabletop? Well, I can't necessarily do it for you, but luckily the brothers over at Gold Chuckle LLC have you covered with their current Kickstarter game. That's right, it's Hasty Baker, the card game in which players race to collect the ingredients needed for their recipes before others sabotage them. It looks like a really fun game. Hasty Baker is an exciting new card game. It's fast-paced, easy to learn, yet full of opportunities to strategize to keep other players on their toes. The goal of the game is to be the first to complete your recipes. Each completed recipe gives you 1 point, and the first player to get to 5 points wins. You begin each turn with the recipe and 7 cards from the draw pile that include playful ingredients and strategy cards that help you prevent other players from completing their recipes. That's nice to take that. You know we don't care for co-op games in the Leaf household. Word on the street is we'll be doing an episode dedicated solely to this game, so make sure you subscribe to Getting Geeky with Gamerleaf in your podcast catcher so you don't miss it. Or if it's already aired, make sure you go back and look for our Hasty Baker episode. Plus, we'll be doing a giveaway unlike what you've usually seen over at thegiveawaygeek.com. This will be done over through our Facebook page, The Giveaway Geek. So make sure you've liked or are following our Facebook page, The Giveaway Geek, on Facebook, like I said, and be on the lookout for that so you don't miss the fun of this giveaway and so you don't miss the fun game. Make sure you back Hasty Baker, the card game, on Kickstarter before Monday, the 30th of September. And make sure you head on over to thegiveawaygeek.com. We've got some awesome giveaways going on. More being added every day almost. So make sure you check that out. And let's go ahead and close this episode out, shall we, people? If you liked any of the games we talked about in today's episode, make sure you check out their Kickstarter campaigns to show them and us a little love. Backing them goes a long way. Plus, make sure to stay up to date on all the giveaways we're doing over at thegiveawaygeek.com. There will be at least 2 to 3 new giveaways going live over there next week. It's our least favorite time as well as yours. So until next episode, make sure you go ahead and get geeky, stay geeky, and bring others in the geekfold by sharing our episodes with others, as well as keeping up with the giveaways we're doing over at thegiveawaygeek.com. Gamerleaf out.
Gamerleaf levels up. Tune in next week to see if Gamerleaf's luck holds up.